Coming up, we have an update on the alleged victim of a city shootout.
And find out which school system's graduation rates fell below the state average.
We'll have these stories and more. News Valdosta starts now.
Welcome to News Valdosta. I'm Jordan Barella.
And I'm Tashelle Williams. Valdosta police say they made progress in solving the murder of a Valdosta man last week. An update on Timothy Linder's death has been made. You may remember us reporting on his death last week. 16-year-old Ricky Barron III was arrested on Tuesday and housed in the Lowndes County Jail. He was immediately transferred to juvenile detention in Thomasville. Now, 2 more suspects have been arrested. 18-year-old Angel Clark was charged with party to the crime of a felony murder and party to the crime of an armed robbery and tampering with evidence. 23-year-old Andrea Mitchell was charged with party of the crime of felony murder and party of the crime of armed robbery.
The Valdosta school system high school graduation rate has dropped below the state average. Last year, the system graduated 312 students out of a class of 462. This year, 310 graduated out of a class of 475. That's 17.6% below Lowndes County schools and 7.2% below the state average. Valdosta High School Principal Janice Richardson says she's implemented different programs such as credit repair, credit recovery, and a few more. Students who have failed a course will have a month to raise their grades to a 70 at the beginning of next semester.
20-year-old Jabari Brown was arrested on Friday for theft by entering a vehicle and obstructing law enforcement. At 6:15 a.m., police responded to a call that someone broke into a vehicle through the rear right window and stole 3 firearms on Cherokee Street. The firearms stolen were a Remington bolt-action rifle, a Benelli 12-gauge semi-automatic, and a Savage 17 caliber bolt-action rifle. Brown already had existing warrants for probation violations and is now being housed in the Lowndes County Jail.
Georgia voters will be deciding more than just who their next local, state, and federal officials will be. A new constitutional amendment is being proposed to combat reckless driving. Jennifer Dandrin has our report.
As Georgia residents take to the polls, they're being asked to consider a reckless driving amendment. If approved by the state voters, the initiative would allow the Georgia legislature to impose additional fees on people charged with reckless driving. The revenue garnered from these additional penalties would be dispensed to the Brain and Spinal Injury Trust Fund. Local voters seem to be split on this measure. Tyler Brown says he'll be voting yes because it will be funding a good cause.
I believe that this amendment proposes a very good idea for helping fund research in a subject that we frankly could know much more about, and I would certainly vote for it.
However, other voters like Carnell Tate say this amendment runs the risk of being easily abused.
My opinion is that it should be voted down. Here are my reasons why. The definition of reckless driving is at the discretion of the officer who pulls you over. And considering how police officers are under quota, there is a negative incentive for them to pull you over.
Georgia currently allows for extra fines for DUI offenses to go to the Brain and Spinal Injury Trust Fund. Since 2008, the fund's assets have decreased nearly 25%. If this amendment passes with a simple majority vote, Georgia will be able to add a 10% fine onto the reckless driving offense to go toward the fund. For News Valdosta, I'm Jennifer Dandrin.
When we come back, find out which local chef won a national award for his culinary skills.
And we'll tell you more about an upcoming Wiregrass job fair. Stay tuned.
I got my MBA online at VSU. As a working mom who travels on business, I needed an MBA program that fit my schedule and allowed me to balance both my work and home life. VSU's Web MBA was perfect. I was able to spend time with my family in the evenings and then complete my assignments. My MBA is one of my greatest accomplishments. It was hard work, but I would do it again in a heartbeat. Don't wait. Start your MBA today.
All right, give me a spot. You know my motto, safety first.
They could be dangerous. I think we should call animal control.
Animal control?
To be safe.
Don't worry. I got this. It's a new motto.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who don't need perfection. They need you.
Welcome back to News Valdosta.
A local chef was recently honored with recognition on a national level, receiving an award which honors the late Willis Clay Williams, Sr., an executive chef who enjoyed a 32 career at the Morrison Company. Reginald Donaldson, the South Georgia Medical Center executive chef, was recently honored with the Willis Williams Spirit of Service Award for Culinary Excellence. Donaldson competed against a dozen other finalists from all across the country and was chosen based on his long list of notable achievements. His list of accomplishments include lowering food costs by 6%, developing 2 team members through participation in chef certification programs, and incorporating great tasting and healthy foods for the patients, visitors, and staff members of SGMC. The award was presented by the Morrison Healthcare Company, which provides food and nutrition services to hospitals and health systems throughout the country.
This Wednesday, Wiregrass, Georgia Technical College will conduct a job fair from 8 in the morning till 2 in the afternoon. This event is being held by the Georgia Vocational Rehabilitation Agency under its new TEAM program, which stands for Total Employment for American Military. The TEAM strategy is to hold numerous job events in order to help veterans with disabilities to find employment. Because of this initiative, more than 230 veterans have found employment. At least 50 representatives from companies and employers are expecting to attend this event at the Brooks Hall Conference Center on the Wiregrass campus.
Higher education officials have developed the Pathways program, which allows students to easily transfer from a technical school to Valdosta State University. I went on the scene to find out more. Transferring schools is often a tedious thing for college students. Making sure all credits are transferable is one of the many things that college students face in the transferring process. The Pathways program here at Wiregrass and at Valdosta State makes the transferring process easier for students. Wiregrass Technical College is one of 10 schools in Georgia where a student can utilize the Pathways program.
And what the Pathways does, it allows students who attend a technical college system of Georgia college, and they can transfer their Associate of Applied Science degrees into one of 2 programs here at Valdosta State.
The Pathways program is centered around the Complete College Georgia initiative. This initiative was developed to increase the number of Georgia residents earning a degree.
The beneficial aspect for this program is that the students will be much closer to degree completion. This program allows them to bring in not only the general education classes, also allows them to bring in certain occupational field courses in specific areas.
For more information on the Pathways program, visit wiregrass.edu or valdosta.edu. For News Valdosta, I'm Jordan Barella.
The Annette Turner Center for the Arts is bringing a new show to town. Art lovers can come out and view Frank Wildhorn's and Leslie Brew Cruz's national touring musical, Jekyll and Hyde. The show will be held on November 20th for the Turner Center's Fall Presenter Series. The show is bringing Broadway entertainment to South Georgia families. Tickets can be reserved online. The performance starts at 8:30 p.m. at Mathis City Auditorium.
And here's another show at the Turner Center. A new exhibit showcasing a piece of Valdosta's rich history is opening today. The exhibit will feature photographs taken by artists Sally Turner Kieran and Brian Garris, which focus on the former Strickland Cotton Mill in Rimerton. The mill, which was demolished last year, was the foundation on which the town of Rimerton was created to serve. The photos reveal an interior and exterior view of the long since abandoned building and show how difficult restoration would have been. The exhibit will remain open through January 7th and is free to the public.
When we come back, we'll take a look at our local weather with Anthony Harris.
So don't go away.
Did you know kids who play outdoors have healthier lungs?
Totally.
I did. Did you know that boys that play with dolls make better husbands?
My son has lots of dolls.
But did you know terry cloth diapers breathe better?
I did.
It's totally true.
Oh, yeah.
Did you know that strollers have the right of way on a sidewalk?
Yes.
Yep, I did. Did you guys
Did you know that kids who eat breakfast have higher GPAs?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. That's actually what I was going to say.
Did you know babies should never touch silver? It's really bad for them.
I knew that.
Did you guys know that statistically friendly kids have more friends?
Yeah. That's obvious.
Did you know most people think they're using the right car seat for their kid, but they're not?
Parents who really know it all know for sure that their child is in the right seat at the right age and size. Visit safercar.gov/the right seat to make sure your child is protected.
I'm putting that on my blog.
I just put it in mine.
So, I just moved in with this family, and it's embarrassing. The little one, he likes to go outside and crawl around in the giant litter box. I don't know what he's doing. I mean, I was born and I knew how to use the litter box. Look at that! That's disgusting! Oh, poop already! You're making me nervous. Oh, okay, I can't look at this anymore. I really hope he grows out of this, for his sake.
Welcome back to News Valdosta.
Now let's take a look at the weather with Anthony Harris. Anthony?
Thanks. The weather for today will be chilly again as the temperature will remain in the 60s this week. We're expecting a high for today of 69 degrees with a 0% chance of rain. The humidity is at a low today as it will only be 27% humidity. We've had lots of sunshine today with winds coming from the east-northeast at around 6 to 10 miles per hour. These clear skies will roll over into our evening. Tonight's low should be a chilly 42 degrees and will be mostly clear as winds come from the east at around 3 miles per hour. There is a 0% chance of rain tonight, so don't worry about your umbrellas. But the humidity will be about 68%, so take that into account if you're doing your hair for tonight. Also, since the clocks were set back an hour this weekend, the sun will set at 5:44 p.m. The weather for tomorrow should be a bit warmer than what we've had this week. The high will be 76 degrees with the temperatures falling into the 50s. In the evening, we'll have a 0% chance of rain all day. And light winds coming in from the east-southeast at around 5 miles per hour. It'll be partly cloudy with the sun rising at 6:51 a.m. and setting at 5:43 p.m. The UV index has been at a moderate 5 for today, which is moderate on the 12-point scale. If your skin is exposed to the sun for far too long, you can run the risk of skin damage. Be sure to wear protective clothing and seek shade if you're outside. Fortunately, for the Valdosta area, we have a lovely pollen count of 1 for today. The pollen levels for the rest of the day will remain relatively stable in the very low range. Pollen levels at this time should only affect those with serious pollen allergies. That's all I have for weather today. Let's take it back to the news desk.
Thanks, Anthony. When we come back, we'll have a look at local sports with Mark Mongel.
Stay with us.
In 1977, in Johannesburg, South Africa, an 8-year-old boy picked up the game of golf from his father. By the age of 9, he was already outplaying him. The odds of this gentle lad winning the Junior World Golf Championships at the age of 14, 1 in 16 million. The odds of that same boy then making it to the US and European Pro Golf Tours, 1 in 7 million. The odds of the Big Easy winning the Open Championship once and the US Open Championship twice, 1 in 780 million. The odds of this professional golfer having a child diagnosed with autism, 1 in 110. Ernie Els encourages you to learn the signs of autism at autismspeaks.org. Early diagnosis can make a lifetime of difference.
Welcome back.
Now let's check in with Mark Mongel for our local sports. Mark?
Thanks. Valdosta High will be up against Lee County to determine the region's number 2 and 3 seeds. The Wildcats, ranked number 3, are 8-1 and 4-1 in the region, following the 13-10 win against the rival Lowndes in the Wintersville Classic on Friday. The Trojans are 7-1 and 3-1 in the region after beating Camden 40-23 on Friday. Lee, which played in the region previously in the early 2000s, has re-entered and has praised league and is instantly settled in. A year after finishing in the three-way tie for the Region 1 5A championship, just the second in school history. The Valiant's faithful had a lot to celebrate Friday night. The Valwood football team earned its third consecutive region title and first GISA Region 3 AAA title by defeating Deerfield Windsor 31-13 at Goddard Field. That win, including the fact that it was senior night, must have made for a very special one for the Valiants. Valwood ended its regular season with an 8-game winning streak and will begin the first round of the playoffs as the home team next Friday. The Valdosta State football team has defeated the Tigers 24-17 in the Gulf South Conference football game at Tiger Stadium Thursday night. This win put VSU to 6-2 overall and 4-2 in the GSC, while UWA fell to 4-5 and 1-4. Valdosta State struggled to move the ball early in the game, only getting a total of 67 offensive yards on the first 3 possessions of the game. But VSU fought hard and ended up winning the game. This Saturday, VSU will be traveling to North Carolina to take out UNC Pembroke. The Valdosta volleyball team had a home win Friday night that secured a spot in the Gulf South Conference tournament later this month. The Blazers beat North Alabama 24-14, 19-25, 25-12, and 25-21 at the complex to improve the 10-0 at home and 17-7 overall, making them 12-4 in the conference. That has VSU currently third in the GSC, making them only 1 game behind West Florida, while Shorter leads with a 16-1 conference record. The Valdosta State women's soccer team fell short on the road Friday, falling 2-1 to West Florida. The Blazers fell behind early as the Argonauts scored on the 13th minute when Daryl Bell beat Olivia Mills for a score. West Florida then pushed to lead 2-0 on a Senja Burkhart goal on the 74-24 mark. VSU then came back minutes later on an Abby Edwards goal. Unfortunately, that is all the VSU soccer team had in store and ended up falling 1 point short. That's all for sports. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Mark. When we come back, we'll tell you about the annual car show.
And find out more about the unveiling of the River of Life in Azalea City. You don't want to miss it.
Lionfish are an invasive species decimating local fish populations and spreading along the Atlantic coast, the Gulf of Mexico, and the Caribbean. Their presence, along with organized culling, increases the risk of envenomation to recreational divers and fishermen. Providing effective first aid is essential. Remain calm and immediately terminate your dive. Remove any obvious foreign material such as spines and rinse with fresh water. Soak in non-scalding hot water and go to the nearest medical facility. For more information, go to dan.org and beadiver.com.
I love learning.
I believe in service. I am full of passion. I embody sportsmanship.
I trust in my resourcefulness.
I like balance.
That's why I chose
Division 2.
Welcome back to News Valdosta.
If you own a classic automobile and like to attend classic car shows, you don't want to miss out this weekend's fun. In the past, this Valdosta Classic Car Show has attracted automobile enthusiasts from Tallahassee to Jacksonville and from Macon down to Lake City. The event is scheduled to happen this Saturday at Valdosta Mall. Registration runs from 8 to 11 a.m., the judging runs from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m., and awards at 3 p.m. The public is invited to attend. For more information, visit sgccc.org.
Valdosta's Mayor John Gale will unveil the new public mural titled The River of Life in Azalea City in downtown Valdosta. The event will be hosted by the City of Valdosta Turner Center for the Arts and downtown Valdosta Merchants on Friday at 5:30 p.m. The event will be at Benny's Alley near Collier's Jeweler, and refreshments will be served. That's it for our program today. Thanks for watching News Valdosta. I'm Tishelle Williams.
And I'm Jordan Barella. We'll see you again tomorrow.